Hi everyone, I'm Lei. Welcome to Lei's Looking Glass. Let's talk about what Feng Shui is. Is it superstition? Does it really make a difference in people's life? Who is a good Feng Shui master? And why can good Feng Shui bring bad luck sometimes? There's an old saying, first comes fate, second luck, third Feng Shui, fourth doing good deeds, and fifth studies. The Chinese believe the heavens determine the first three factors in life, and we humans control the last two. Feng Shui's influence, if practiced correctly, is believed to surpass one's individual efforts. During China's long 5,000-year history, Feng Shui has been deeply integrated into people's lives. From emperors to common people, from royal palaces to ordinary homes. Whether it's selecting the location and layout of the capital, designing and constructing cities, determining the position of graves and houses, or arranging furniture, nearly everyone strives to attract good energy and achieve harmony with the heavens. Feng Shui is classified as a minor branch of Taoist practices. Taoist cultivation speaks of cosmic circulation, 周天, meridians, and acupoints, and describes the human body as a small universe. Cosmic circulation, meridians, and acupoints are important concepts in traditional Chinese medicine. Cosmic circulation, or 周天, literally means the circulation of heaven and earth. Just as the human body has its circulation, so do heaven and earth. Ancient Chinese believed in the theory of the unity of heaven and man, which means that heaven, earth, and humans correspond to one another. As said in Dao De Jing, man follows the earth follows the heaven. If that's the case, consider this. Could there be 周天 meridians and acupoints in the heavens as well? Except that at that level, the acupoints are referred to as divine positions, commonly known in Taoism as the deities responsible for heavenly cosmic circulation. Similarly, could the earth also be a cosmic system, a living entity with its acupoints and meridians, through which energy flows? If the above theory holds, then Feng Shui is the study that explores the meridians, cosmic circulation, and acupoints of the Earth system. Whether it's called the way of Earth, geography, formology, or Feng Shui, the names may differ, but the core remains the same. Fundamentally, it's the study of the cosmic energy connecting the heaven and the earth, the study of the earthly meridians, acupoints, and cosmic circulations. Buddha Shakyamuni also discussed the relationship between man and the universe. He believed that all things in the material world are composed of the four great elements: earth, water, fire, and wind. Using humans as an analogy, the skeleton and body represent earth. Blood and other flowing liquids represent water. The body's temperature is set precisely at 37 degrees. Any fluctuation and you would feel discomfort. This is fire. And for life to exist, one must breathe, and breathing represents wind. Feng Shui literally means wind and water in Chinese, representing three of the four elements. Wind represents the invisible energy field. Water represents the visible flow and change of matter, while earth is the home for wind and water. People who believe in empirical science say Feng Shui is simply a system of knowledge compiled based on long-term observation and surveying of terrains. If that were true, with today's advanced technology, anyone who wanted good Feng Shui could just use modern machinery to create artificial formations based on terrain principles. But we know this won't work. Why wouldn't it work? Because the essence of Feng Shui doesn't exist in this dimension. While people can shape the terrain according to Feng Shui concepts, they can command a spirit of the land to guard the terrain. In the I Ching, the Book of Changes, there's an expression: the invisible and the intangible is the Tao, while the visible and the tangible is only a container. The Chinese always regard the invisible and the intangible as more formidable than the visible and the tangible. The same is true in Feng Shui. In Feng Shui practices, a place with good Feng Shui is considered an energy spot. Whether a place is considered a true energy spot depends on whether it's inhabited by a divine spirit. We call the divinity guardian of such a spot the spirit of the land. Some places have such a spirit and some don't. Whether a place has the presence of such a spirit also depends on the virtue and the abilities of the Feng Shui master. Feng Shui masters who practice cultivation in Tao school gradually obtain divine abilities during their process of spiritual growth. They develop special abilities such as the ability to see the energy on a geographical energy point. Some can see a light, which is the energy carried by the spirit of the land, at that spot. And those with higher abilities can see the actual manifestation of the spirit and can communicate with it. The stronger the effect of the spirit, the stronger the energetic field. Therefore, good Feng Shui is due to the influence of the spirit at that location. This is not something modern technology can create. A great Feng Shui master is someone who can directly communicate with divine beings to understand their will. In history, the founder of Tai Chi, Zhang Shanfeng, who was also a martial arts legend and true Taoist cultivator, was a Feng Shui master. In his book, Heaven's Words, Zhang said, "Only heaven covers good and evil. Only the earth carries good and evil. And only the celestial master varies good and evil for heaven and earth. Heaven covers without bias. Earth carries without bias. And the celestial master gives without bias." When people have selfish desires, they cannot see the truth clearly. Feng Shui is the way of heaven. Since it's the way of heaven, there's no room for selfish desires. From this, we can see that a Feng Shui master follows strict requirements for his character, and his role is to act on behalf of heaven. In ancient China, some of the great Feng Shui masters were spiritual cultivators who attained a high level of awareness with great supernormal abilities. Some were able to fly or disappear mysteriously by entering other dimensions. They frequently traveled in the wilderness and forests, sometimes flying through the mountains and woods. This is depicted in ancient texts, Shi Jing Da Ya. In modern popular culture, many Feng Shui masters are traveling fortune tellers who learned a few Feng Shui techniques and use them as a way to make a living. Different from the real Feng Shui masters of the past, they are not spiritual cultivators and don't follow strict moral principles in conducting themselves. Their ability is therefore limited. People who don't believe in Feng Shui often argue, if Feng Shui is so powerful, why aren't many Feng Shui masters still poor? Why have so few of them become rich? We see that people who hold this view don't know that, first of all, many spiritual cultivators don't hold worldly gains and comfort as important. Secondly, they understand they're unable to change their fate or the will of heaven, if that's their destiny. Humans are part of the Earth's ecological cycle, a cell of nature. Earth, in turn, is a planet in the solar system, and the solar system is part of the Milky Way, which can be considered a particle within the galaxy. The Milky Way is part of the greater universe, so we can say that Earth is like a cell in the cosmic system. This is similar to genetics in modern biology. Every cell in the human body contains all the information of the entire body, and each cell corresponds directly to the whole body. Based on this relationship, we can understand the greater whole by examining a small part. We know that the planets in the solar system rotate around the sun with great regularity, and the solar system itself moves according to established laws, as does the Milky Way. The movements of celestial bodies and galaxies, along with certain special phenomena, are now known by scientists to be incredibly precise. Newton once said that only God could have created them. In ancient China, this overall movement was referred to as changes in celestial phenomena, representing the will of heaven. At different times, the movement of galaxies would change, reflecting different divine wills. And divine will requires different forces to set things in motion in different spaces. For example, when the celestial phenomenon signals a dynastic change, a certain family or person with predestined responsibility will rise up to overthrow the old and usher in a new dynasty or reign. An accomplished feng shui master can communicate with heaven, receive a decree, locate this family or individual, and assist them in the search for a dragon vein and auspicious places for the individual's rise. However, the feng shui master must follow the divine plan and cannot act out of his own will. This unity of heaven, earth, and man ensures the success of this divine plan. Everything the feng shui master does is in line with heaven's will. He is not allowed to use his ability to benefit himself, or he will be punished by heaven. However, here's a surprising truth. The best feng shui doesn't always produce the best result. It's like giving someone a luxury car without teaching him how to drive. The consequences can be deadly. Even the best feng shui can backfire if one isn't suitable for it, because the best feng shui isn't for everyone. During the Northern Song Dynasty in Suining, Sichuan, there's a man named Feng Huaigu, who was a well-respected feng shui master. People called him Mr. Feng. During the reign of Emperor Taizong, Mr. Feng moved to Qingchen Mountain, where he focused on reading Taoist classics. People knew him as a man of wisdom. A wealthy man from Chengdu spent a few years traveling around in search of the perfect feng shui site to bury his father. He hired many feng shui masters and eventually found the best burial place. After he buried his father, however, bad things happened to him. His wealth dwindled and family members suffered great misfortunes. One day, he invited Mr. Feng to come take a look at the feng shui of the grave. After inspecting it, Mr. Feng said, "This place has excellent feng shui, but this prime feng shui location is meant for royalty or nobility. Your father, being an ordinary man, didn't have the merit to bear its benefits. In other words, your family cannot handle this site's power." In this story, there is a mismatch between good feng shui and one's merit. The wealthy man didn't have the merit or destiny to enjoy the good feng shui of the place, and instead is met with bad luck. There's an old Chinese saying, "A blessed land is for the blessed, and the blessed live in a blessed land." Today, many Chinese go out of their way to pursue good feng shui. However, if they don't pay attention to their moral conduct, good feng shui might bring them bad luck. Some corrupt CCP officials commit all sorts of bad deeds for their personal gain and go all out in their hot pursuit of good feng shui places, even at the cost of draining resources of the people. What awaits them is bad luck. The better feng shui they find, the worse their prospects become. The universe is fair and just. It will not give you good fortune when you don't deserve it, and that is an unchanging law of heaven. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.